2. Ooh, yes.
Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to Conjuror Community. I'm Aaron Fisher. I'm here with Adam, Alex, and Steve, and we are Conjuror Community, the world's best magic club. Today we're going to be watching the magic of Johnny Paul. So before we get going, do us a big old favor and click the like button and subscribe to Conjuror Community so that every time we do something awesome, you'll be notified and you can just be with us all the time forever. Yes, what are we doing today?
So today we're going to get into the magic of Johnny Paul. And I went through my library and bumped into Johnny Paul because I'd been sort of, well, you know, we've all been on this little kick of the bar magic and looking at different guys doing, you know, this thing. And it turns out Johnny Paul was the first one. We thought that it was Heba Haba, but Johnny Paul is actually the first guy to do it. And he started out juggling, doing what was sort of popular in the 80s with the bottle and the cup juggling and that sort of thing. And basically being like a clown behind the bar. And then he realized that there were some guys that, you know, were getting paid to be bartenders in high-end places. And he thought, well, if I did my juggling stuff there, a couple tricks came in. Next thing you know, he's starting to make real tips and guys want to work with him and back him up as bartenders because he, you know, he's sharing the tips. And he sort of created this phenomenon and a lot of guys followed suit. But Johnny has a lot of the classic plots in his magic represented. And today, really, we're going to get into a different aspect of Johnny. And we'll continue on this path where we get more into the close-up stuff. But he was also a cabaret performer. So this is more the stand-up act that we're going to get into today. But you can see how a lot of this stuff translates to, you know, the other thing that we're talking about, like almost immediately when you see him perform. So probably best just to get into it. So let me fire up a clip here, and let's take a look at the magic of Johnny Paul here. Everyone can see the video. Yeah, we're looking good.
It looks marvelous.
Marvelous. Here we go.
Thank you. I am going to do a card trick using B cards used in 90% of the casinos in Nevada. Just an ordinary deck of cards. Here's the trick. Years of practice. Oh, that's it.
He's so proud.
I'll do it again. Wait, on this side. Oh, I did it. I did it again. So a magician do this. Took the king of clubs like that and like that. I don't do that. No, you see it. No, you don't.
Why my parents are so proud.
Goes up my sleeve. No, it doesn't. No, you see it. No, you don't.
Okay.
Do you play poker?
Occasionally.
Do you cheat?
No.
You don't cheat? Let me see, really. Never met him before.
It's a pretty big moment, man. Look at this guy. He's freaking out over it.
Have any more?
I don't know.
You got a nice pen. Look at that. You don't have good cards, at least. Pair of kings.
Feels so good.
Hey, 2 aces. 3 aces. Thank you, Howard.
That's a good bit right there.
No,
How do you do that to me?
as I said before, this is a regular deck of cards.
What did you say, Aaron?
I said, after you do that to me, don't shake my hand. Don't tell your mother what happened here.
It's like that Woody Allen joke, right?
Don't tell your brother.
Don't tell
It's
your
between
mother.
us.
Some are red, some are black, some are green. Green. All right. I'm going to ask the young lady right here, what is your favorite card? There's 52 here. Which one do you like?
King of Diamonds.
Your favorite card is Queen of Diamonds?
King.
Oh, King. Oh, King. I'll see if I have one. King of Diamonds. I have one. That's a red one. Now, what I do is I hypnotize you.
Oh my God.
Did you feel anything? Winnie, another one. Okay. King of Diamonds.
By the way, Winnie's his wife. She's sitting in the back of the room, and he makes like little innuendos throughout this whole thing. And he goes, "Winnie, she's part of the show." Like throughout this whole thing.
That's
So-
pretty funny.
So you'll see him. He'll call out to Winnie a couple times here.
That's
Just
pretty
pick out a
funny.
card. Take a card, show everybody what it is. Show it to them. Now you can look at it. You are clever.
Force, 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 baby.
Whenever I do this particular bit of business,
The classic owner.
And that's one of the things we probably should have prefaced this whole thing with, is that Johnny Paul was known as the expert at the classic force, and there are legends from all of the the older generation and the underground guys all said that he was the man. If you wanted to learn how to do the classic force, he was the guy that had the best technique on it.
You can tell Alex, because you have you have to have a certain attitude to do the classic force, and he's got that exact attitude. Like if he can go and start shoving cards in your pocket, then the man can make you pick whatever card he wants. I mean,
He's got some courage.
yeah.
Just don't tell your mother. what we
Just
did.
don't tell your mother.
Probably somebody in the audience will say, I think he forced a card.
No.
I never force a card. I don't. I'll do it again. Take any card at all. That's a force. I don't resort to that. Some magicians pretend to be able to read minds. Don't believe it. I can't do it, and I don't know anybody that can. Take any card. I'll turn away. Look at it. Put it back. Remember the card now. What the magician does is he goes like this. You concentrate on your card. It's a black card, right? Yes. Spade. Yes. See, I got it here. I know what it is. But you don't see it going into my coat pocket. You don't. And I'll do it again. I'm going to pick on this lady here. And when I turn my back, you can show everybody. Take the card. Show it to everybody. Are you ready? Hmm? Yes. Remember the card now. What's your name?
Shirley.
Okay, the young lady selected a card. And I'm pretty sure I have it. When I'm not sure, I look like this. I do this. Picture card. King. King. Right? I had it in my. It wasn't a king?
I have literally never seen us do one of these videos where we have been so speechless. That we are literally so speechless for so many reasons here.
But there's a lot of reasons, yes.
There's a lot.
That we're literally, like, normally we stop after an effect and we have a response, but we're all kind of like this, and not necessarily for the reasons that we're supposed to be. And we're watching this, and I feel like I'm watching, like, all the emotions I'm having. My face is bright red. I'm not sure whether it's embarrassment or what's happening, but I feel so dirty. It's wild. Like,
It's
I
a
don't know
different generation, right?
I don't
It's a
know what's
different
happening.
generation.
I don't know what's happening to me, but there's something about the riffling, which is just aggressive. I don't know. He's a courageous man. There's no doubt.
Imagine if we could see footage of folks doing magic, in the early 1900s, what it would do to us.
I can't. I mean, that's a horrible thought.
You got to keep in mind he had a TV show. Like, he was one of the very first people that had a TV show where he was doing magic, and this was back in like the 40s or 50s. I mean, it was way, way, way long ago. And so this man Johnny Paul knew how to get a lot of life out of one effect, such as forcing a card, forcing reveal. This is a man who probably had to put together a lot of tricks for a lot of TV shows, for a lot of episodes, and he had to learn how to stretch things. He had to learn how to get the most out of these effects, you know?
Take a look at that stance. Before you started again, I know we're going to continue on. It occurred to me, we've been going 5 minutes. We had not stopped. Everyone has this bemused face. Check out this man's stance. Before we press play again, look at.
Uh-oh. Hang on a second. I
Nice.
messed up.
Hey, what the?
Hang on a second. I did this to myself before. I went full screen. Do you know how to get it back, Adam? I forgot how to do it here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, go top left corner. It should drop down, and you hit that little green dot.
If that man told me to take a card, I would not consider doing anything other than taking the card he wanted me to. I would do what I was told.
All right, we're seeing your desktop right now.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, maybe you need like 3 fingers. You need to swipe either 2 or 3 fingers.
There it is.
Yeah, you need to move over one desktop.
Yeah. Okay, and let me do that. Okay, I'm back. That was it. All right, we're back. Let's do this. All right, let's look at the stance again.
Look at this stance. Man has a wide stance. Look at that. Yeah.
You're right.
Low riding.
And he's definitely going back and forth between the stage and going out in the audience and working, right? It's very close up magic like and a stage show. He's like getting right down in there with the people. All right, let's finish this clip here.
You said it was a king. Oh, it was a king. What was your card?
King of Hearts. King of Hearts.
Hearts?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, what yeah, we cut right in the middle of the effect, right?
King.
Exactly.
King. Right? I had it in my. It wasn't a king?
It was a king.
You said it was a king. Oh, it was a king. What was your card? Hmm?
King of Hearts.
It looked like there was 3 top changes.
Sure did.
It did. I was trying to follow that. Like he was going back and forth, back and forth.
That's how you entertain yourself when you're a magician.
I'll tell you how I do cheat. I cheat a little bit. See, I have another one in my side pocket. Look, I'll show you. This is another king.
Oh my goodness.
This side. So that gives me 2 of them, right? One here and one here. One night I was doing this trick, and some lady sitting there at the table said, "I know how you do that." Evidently, she had somebody in the family did some magic tricks, and she had an idea. I said, "How do I do it?" She said, "You cheat." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Is that a regular deck of 52 cards?" I said, "I'll count them. 52. She said, "Let me put my hand down there." I said, "How far do you want to go?" She said, "No, right here, see? You have a whole deck in there." I said, "It's the same deck."
That's got to be the origin of that, right?
Yeah, and the way he presented it was so like he didn't even discuss anything about it. He just did it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. There was no presentation for it, but the idea, that germ, that's the effect. Got to be the beginnings of it, right?
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
It's interesting.
Very interesting.
It's right because it seems. Look, I don't know. I'm sure Adam has got it all right in that steel trap of his, but I feel like this fellow, he said, "Hey, do it on the stage," and he went right on, and he just strolled right up to the stage and did his stuff. You know what I mean? He didn't, like when we were given stand-up shows, we sort of had to develop a new mindset, develop a new act, think about how the tricks might play this way, that way. I feel like Johnny Paul was just doing his stuff,
Yeah, he's like,
stuff.
he's like, yeah,
Give me a deck of cards. I'll entertain him for 45 to an hour.
Make
No
me a
problem.
Manhattan.
That's right. We need an hour and 15. Fine, done. You got
Fine.
15.
Give me 2 decks.
Jeff Madsen wants to know if we can play that
Yeah,
again.
sure, we should.
Can we play that
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
again?
do that.
Yeah, let's watch that again. Let's watch the triple top change. He changes it, changes it.
Did he
changes it
actually, or
again.
did he just I feel like he likes to? I've never
No.
seen, we
No,
talked to our
he didn't
coaching
really.
clients, about the importance of not doing too many
You're right.
aggressive, meaningless riffles. This is the king of aggressive riffling. Just saying, if you do that enough, they're always going to take the card you want. It's fear.
There might be some truth there.
The family did some magic tricks, and she had an idea. I said, how do I do it? She said, you cheat. I said, what do you mean? She said, is that a regular deck of 52 cards? I said, I'll count them. 52. She said, let me put my hand down there. I said, how far do you want to go? She said, no, right here, see? You have a whole deck in there.
It's that Mullica thing,
It's
buddy.
the same deck.
That's really very good.
It's very
Williams,
good. Yeah.
Right? That's the 51 cards to pocket.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's that Mullica. You were talking about it last night about that giant. You're healed. That giant movement and moment that covers such a thing, except for he did it
He kind of
with a joke and a
kind of a duck
he bent
down.
over.
or
Yeah, his was instead of
Hand cup
going
wins.
side to side, which is how most people do it. Like it's like get out of my pocket, and they do a big body turn. He's going down, and that big body motion is what's hiding when he's doing the steal.
Flew by
good.
me. Flew by me.
And it flew by me too, but at the same time, I'm thinking about this profoundly kind of inappropriate entendre he's laying out there. It's like, I want to go down there. And he's like, down where? And I'm going, and sure enough, he's only got one card there, but I'm like scandalized. It's
a different time.
It's
That-
true. I'm not
That was totally appropriate.
Right.
Then what?
All the ladies were laughing. Like all the
Well,
ladies.
everyone's
you see
laughing.
them-
Yeah.
You see them throughout the whole thing. Those ladies are like, they're jovial and they're like, oh, you are you're a dirty old man, right? It's just like they're playing it off like it's no big deal because it's like what's commonplace, right?
I always used to watch those Stevens tapes, and I just imagined if you went to Minnesota, or where I think that was in Minnesota, right? I just feel like if you went to Minnesota, there's just really happy magic lovers everywhere.
It's a great illusion.
I can't
Same
even.
folks that go,
I can't even.
It's
Funny that you mentioned. It's funny that you mentioned Stevens Magic because Johnny Paul put out a really famous set of cups and balls through Stevens Magic Emporium, and I think it was back in the late 70s, early 80s. I don't know. Does anybody remember that?
Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, in fact,
Yes.
we're going to get into that in the next episode of this because it's really, I think, a masterpiece in its own right, and it's definitely different from what you see most traditional cups and balls routines to be.
Wow.
He's got his own take on it, and it's really interesting. So, definitely, if you guys are watching, if you can make space, come back on Tuesday or tune into the replay because we're going to get into more of the close-up stuff where it's proper close-up, where he's actually, sitting at a table and, or people are around him, where he's really working in a close-up setting. And there's some great stuff in there too. So we'll get into that in the next one.
Is Johnny Paul the one with the cups and balls that Mullica is based on?
Yes.
Remarkable. I would love to see him more close up. I feel like I would really see him in that element.
I picked a couple of choice clips, so we have another, basically a whole other angle that we're going to look at Johnny from. So it's fun. So definitely stay tuned on that.
I just want to before you move on, I just want to acknowledge something. We have a really cool magic club. Conjuror Community is the coolest magic club in the world. One of our members, Ron Porter here, just was talking about that Johnny was the bar magician at the Showboat in Vegas. He says that he went to the Desert Magic Seminar opening party at Johnny's home, and Slidini was hanging out at a table by the pool, and Vernon was in the living room.
Different time, man. Different time.
It's been a pretty good party, Ron.
Yeah, good for you, Ron. That's pretty cool. I know that Johnny, he loved Slidini. He was, you know, had a lot of reverence for him and said a lot of nice things about him throughout this whole thing. So, yeah, really cool.
I consistently feel like our members have been around longer than we have, and we're hanging with the cats. This is what John Gordon just said. Look at this. So,
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that thing, John. You're gonna see that today. It's a good one.
Oh, I can't wait. I love this. I love this plot.
All right, so let's do this first. This is a comedy plot that you see in Magic, but I think he's probably one of the guys who was first breathing life into this thing. And, you know, just to see sort of the seed and the germ of the idea, you know, for that, it's interesting to me. But let's get into this thing. And he just calls this one simply the 10 of Spades trick. So let's check this out.
Young lady,
A
slip
quick
the
one.
card in the deck. I don't care what card you take. Just grab the one I want you to take. Take any card at all. Just pick out a card. Just one. Look at it. You remember the card. Put it back in the deck. Mix them up. Shuffle them. That's enough. She did. Well, for my next trick, what I do is I locate the card by doing this. And then I take my sleeve, see, you know. Now I just shake it like that, see. It comes down a little bit, then I reach in here, see. And there it is. Wasn't a spade? Was it a spade? This wasn't it? What was your card?
I love it.
You're supposed to call it. Name your card. Ten of spades. Well, that's what it is. 10 of spades. Oh, every so often I've had people say, well, wait a minute. My card was a square one. I said, well, I have one like that too.
Okay, so he carries two gaffs around with him. I stand corrected. Oh, that long card bit. Classic. Gotta love it.
It's a classic. It's definitely a classic.
it's a classic.
That's all that can be said about that. All right, so this next one, this is where it's at. I think this is one of the great presentations for this. We've seen this methodology float around, and one of the things that's interesting to me about it is how people handle the different moments within this trick. You'll see that Johnny is using just gestures where some folks might use a magic wand, right? Or well, I don't want to say anything else. We should just watch the trick. Let's just get into this thing and have some fun.
Good Lord, the suspense.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, that's good language.
What could possibly happen at this moment?
What could possibly go right?
I'll just give you one hint. He's going to have two ladies assist him for this one.
We're going into the realm of gesture, my friends.
Room for innuendo.
I want to do
Invisible cards.
my favorite trick. It's called the invisible cards. I'll get two young ladies.
That is the second time he's done that.
Come on up here.
What?
And
He tells them the name of the trick that he's about to do, and he uses the actual name.
Next one's called Spectator cuts the AC number 48.
Leanda.
Huh?
Leanda.
Leanda?
Mm-hmm.
Are you married?
No.
You fool around? Well, if you don't ask, you're never going to find out.
Oh.
I'm too old for you. I'm 73 years old, and I brag about it. But I'm at the age now when a pretty girl says no, I say thank you. Take the deck and count 10 cards in my hand slowly, out loud, so everybody can hear. 1.
1,
You're next.
2,
3.
4,
She's great. She can count to 4.
5,
5,
6,
7,
7, 8,
8,
9,
9,
10.
10. Take the 10 cards.
9.
And you hold these. I want you to place them in there by your heart. No, inside there. No, that's good. You don't have to worry. I've never lost a card in this trick yet. And don't laugh, they'll slip all the way down and you don't have room.
Jesus.
Count
Oh
10
my
cards.
God.
1,
Holy
2,
shit.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8, 9, 10.
Now you have a place to. I got to see where she puts them.
Oh my God.
Winnie, it's just a trick. This is going to be a great
My
trick.
Lord.
This lady is the CEO.
Now we
of
have
Nexium.
10 here, 10.
Say it again.
This lady's the CEO and co-founder of Nexium.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like her.
here,
And that would explain a lot about the Twin
and
Cities
I have
culture.
the rest.
This is that whole
You'll
match.
notice nothing in my hand, nothing up the sleeve, see? And don't worry about this hand, this the one. I remove a card invisibly. There'll be 3 invisible cards.
Oh wow.
Can we see
Wow.
that again?
Can we? Let's just officially recommend that you do not do that
Yeah,
bit.
this is amazing.
You found our limit.
Nothing up the sleeve, see?
Yeah.
And don't worry about this hand, this the one.
All right,
I
hey,
remove
stop
a
it.
card
Stop it a sec.
invisibly.
He actually, when he says, "This is the hand," look at him. He actually looks at her and does his little eyebrows like this. He goes, "This is the hand." Oh my gosh.
That is unreal. Oh my goodness.
Whoo.
Oh my Lord.
Good Lord.
That is its own brand of awesomeness.
And the wildest thing is, this is the early show. This is not the 10:30.
It's going to be a great trick. Now we have 10 here, 10 here, and I have the rest. You'll notice nothing in my hand, nothing up the sleeve, see? And don't worry about this hand, this the one.
Yay.
It's
I
the
remove a
one.
card invisibly. There'll be 3 invisible cards. 1, 2, 3. I remove an invisible card from here, see? And I place it in here. And that gives you 11 cards, and you have
Don't touch me, Grandpa.
9 left. Even if it don't work, it's a wonderful trick. Card number 2.
Oh no, it's not.
It gives you a total of 12 cards, and you have 8 left. That's 8. That's French, I think. One more time.
So
That gives you
nervous.
a total of 13 cards, and you have 7 left. Say yes. Oh, more enthusiasm.
Yes.
To prove the hand is quicker than the eye, I want you to take them out and count them. With just the cards.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7.
That's it?
Yeah.
No more?
No.
Didn't slide down
No.
there? Hmm?
No.
You know.
Can I help you, or would you rather do it yourself?
Okay. Okay.
I don't think this really flies anymore.
No, but I think that there's ideas here that can be used if you were a little bit more judicious.
This is more like,
To me, you know what it's like, Steve? It's like it's almost like watching Andy Kaufman do his character, like his version of what was the guy's name?
Tony.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah. It's like
I mean,
Tony.
Was that the end? Did we catch
No,
the
no,
end?
no. We're about to finish.
payoff.
30 seconds left. No,
Okay,
it's about
let's
the climax.
finish.
Let this gentleman climax.
Yes, good idea. Good idea.
That's clearly the point.
I'll do it myself.
Let that gentleman go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's give the ladies a nice hand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well then.
Okay, as you were saying.
Method-wise, I mean, look, let's strip out everything strip out everything he said. Okay.
everything.
And everything he did. But the method was pretty good, you know?
And I think that's the real lesson with this stuff. I mean, it's a different time, right? So you're going to see things that are going to rub you the wrong way because the culture's changed. It is what it is. But it doesn't change the fact that method-wise, you clean up some of the things he's doing there. I think this stuff is pretty sound.
What
They're
year is
great
this?
starting
Like
points.
81?
I would guess it's probably around that, early 80s. I would
So
say
86, 83, yeah, something like that.
So it's hard to believe, but that's like what, 35 years ago? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's 35 years ago.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't feel that long, but a lot of things have changed. But I have to say that I'm surprised, okay? Because I've always liked Johnny Paul and I've seen him do other things. I've never seen that clip. And I'm just surprised how cringy that was.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's, we're definitely in a place where things are changing, and that's going to be a thing that stands out like a sore thumb. So
yep.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's a hell of a nice white dinner jacket, though.
Well, I think for us, it just becomes what it is. It's just a lesson in, the way this old school guy was doing these things, and you take the best that you can from that and add it to the repertoire and move on. The rest is, you leave it behind. It obviously has no place anymore. So it is what it is. Yeah, Matt King does do this routine in almost a very similar way, except he's got the cloak of invisibility, right? So he's doing all of those same things that Johnny Paul's doing, but he's invisible while he's doing that. Go back and look at one of our earlier Afternoon Astonishments with Mac, and you'll see that we have that routine on there. And you can see that it's very similar to what's happening here with Johnny Paul, but Mac made it modern, and none of that stuff is so overt that you're like, ooh, and you want to cringe. You look at it and you have a little giggle at it, but 10, 20 years, that might be cringy, who knows what it's gonna look like.
Hey, Alex, does Matt King do it on 3? Like, does he do the addition on 3 like Johnny just did?
Yeah, everyone that does that routine, they seem to move 3 cards. Like Mullica does it.
No, I'm asking, the 3 that he has palmed, when he adds them on, he did it at 3. She counted 1, 2, 3, and he said, oh boy, she can count. That's what I'm asking about.
That's when that's when he did the add-on of the palmed cards, correct? Yeah. Sorry,
okay.
I didn't understand what you were asking. Yes.
So does Matt King do it at that exact moment too?
I would guess it's got to be a similar thing. I mean, and if not, I mean, you hold out for another couple. I'm sure he's got a joke that covers the moment so that like it's just seamless and it just goes right by, right? And from what I recall of the clip that we looked at, it was like a man and a lady, and they were both pretty people, and he was playing off of their looks and sort of playing them against each other, and like playing up the, I'll get close to the lady but not close to the guy, you might beat me up, or that kind of thing. And that little byplay and all that banter, those jokes makes the space for doing those moves, right? So that it basically goes invisible. But yeah, I would guess it's probably got to be similar to what Johnny's doing, because what Johnny Paul's doing is very similar to, I think, Jim Ryan might be the guy that originally came up with this construction of this cards across. And, same thing, 3 cards. It's the same one that Mullica does, which is modeled after Johnny Paul and Jim Ryan. And then, we're talking about Matt King. Mike Close does a version of it. I've seen several folks that use this structure of moving 3 cards, and, seems to be the standard at this point. Definitely a good starting point if you're interested.
What do we have left to watch of Johnny's today?
That's it for today. So we'll come back next week, and we're going to get into the close-up stuff where we can see, what he does a little bit more intimate, and you can get a little bit closer look at some of the technique that he's using for that force, right? Because it is pretty great. I mean, he literally is putting that card right in their hand when he's doing that classic force. It's pretty wonderful.
I immensely enjoyed watching this today. I have to say, this has been one of my more spirited performances. We've really, you really outdid yourself, Alex, uncovering this footage here. Don't you agree, Steve?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, because I know that we were a little bit shocked at the deal, but Johnny's a legend. I mean, people have talked about him forever, and every guy's got his little thing, and it's definitely fun. And that's a hell of a white dinner jacket. I mean, come on.
It's great.
It's a hell of a white dinner
That's
dress.
a dinner coat, right? That's
I mean, that's, cream lining.
I definitely was on the fence. I was wondering, should I bring this in? But all of the ideas that are in this, they are all like the spark of a lot of the great close-up things that exist. And it just seemed like, despite all of the weird cultural stuff that you're going to encounter watching an older piece of footage like this, there's a lot of gems here. If you really study this footage, and you are enamored with any of these effects that he's doing, and you sort of dress them up and make them modern, these methods are sound. They get it done.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what else too? He's a worker.
He's
He's a work.
He knows what plays.
Yeah.
And
he knows what plays. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot to be said for that. When you watch him, you can see he's just sitting in the moment, playing what's coming his way. He's used to being around a lot of people and just working.
Yeah, when you say in the moment, it's interesting because Johnny Paul was definitely famous for having a cups and ball routine that he never did the same way twice. It was literally a jazzy routine, which he changed up the methods. Right, Alex?
When you see it, it's gonna blow your mind because you'll see all of the avenues and possibilities to where he can just go on a whim and go in a different direction with the thing because it's not traditional, right? And he's combining. I don't want to say too much about it, but he's combining methods from other things into this, and it's it's pretty lovely, man.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
After watching the footage again, I was like, I think I might want to get some of them Johnny Paul cups and play with this because it's there's something here. There's some good stuff here. So yeah, come back and see us on Tuesday for sure.
Can I just ask a question? Like I'm familiar with, I know we want to go, but I'm familiar with Johnny Paul from the World's Greatest Magic book, right? I got that when I was a kid, and he's got a couple pages in there, and that's where I was familiar with him. Is there a Johnny Paul book?
I don't think so. I think that there's probably like notes
somewhere, something like
he's
that.
probably, in the 70s, a lot of guys, they just had like notes, like Jim Ryan. It's a series of notes, but it's all the stuff that should be a book. But it's, it's like 5 little pamphlets and they're notes, they're lecture notes, basically.
Yeah. That's what
he was published. It looks like he was published in the Sphinx, in the MUM, the Genie, the Magic Circular, the Linking Ring, and so he had stuff published lots of places, but there's no official book.
Right. I think that what we're looking at here is probably what most would consider to be the official release, right?
All right. Well, I can't wait to see the next Johnny Paul session. This is going to be amazing. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Do us a favor, hit the like button. That tells everybody we're doing a really good job on these videos. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the Conjuror Community channel, and you'll be notified when we go live next time with new videos. By the way, if you've never checked out a proper magic club, you should check out our magic club, Conjuror Community Club.